Tivoli Gardens was the birthplace of the Yardies, but it's in central Kingston where many of the most active dealers and gunmen are now found. Within the area there are two distinct ghettos. The PNP stronghold with the unlikely name Tel Aviv, and its neighbour Southside, which is unequivocally JLP. Separating the two is Rosemary Lane, the front line. It's calm now, but at election times there's bloodshed across this line. And within these two enclaves, all authority rests with a series of street corner dons, and their role in the social structure of this city should not be underestimated. I began a journey across the ghetto, starting on the corner controlled by Chubby, a JLP fighter who's been in prison for murder. Chubby owns a bar, and like all the community dons, is known only by his street name. He's been a leading Southside don for 20 years, even surviving an attack by a PNP assassination squad. Smoking marijuana is ingrained in Jamaican culture, especially amongst Rastafarians. It's illegal, but here the authority of the police carries little weight. The street corner don, supported by political chiefs, is the crucial figure of authority. And to maintain control, he has to enforce an alternative form of justice. What happens to people that step out of line then?
Sometimes they get beaten.
Badly?
Yeah, badly, and even the police don't like it. Within the community, you can quash certain things before it reaches law. But you know, when you reach law, you can get a sentence. Might be a man might reach few licks, and that can let him behave himself. He might don't do that thing for the rest of his life.
Chubby's domain is a bleak one. The politics of partisanship has left an indelible mark here. Communities where the gunmen flourish are known in Kingston as garrison towns. Who are the people here?
They're my brethren, you know. I'm my brethren them, you know.
They're your brethren?
Yeah.
And this is your headquarters?
My corner, yes, my headquarters.
Southside has few services. This street has been polluted by raw sewage for months. Most of the people in this area no job?
Yeah, most of them. I've called out almost 75% of the people not working. And who don't have no job, they got to hustle.
Hustling means drugs. Dealing and using are part of the fabric of life. Half of all crack users are teenagers. How do people afford to buy crack? It's an expensive drug.
Some who do it, them steal all them parents' things, rob outside and all them things, you know, to support their hobby. And then you have the crack, some crack people who smoke crack in this whole building over this side here, so.
Crack is a uniquely addictive drug. The user will do anything for the next hit. The evidence of crack use is everywhere, but the profit margins for the drug dealers here are too small. The ambitious seek their fortune abroad, in Britain or the United States. Bordering Chubby's territory is Renkers Corner. The Renkers leader was Delroy Edwards, known as Uzi because of his use of the machine gun of that name. The Renkers gang still control this corner, even though their leader is serving 6 life sentences for murder in a US jail. Members of the Renkers formed a vicious Yardie gang that grew rich on crack trafficking in Brooklyn and London. Uzi was known for his brutality, but to those left behind, he was a benefactor.
Send things, and when them even come in, send carry down clothes, support, send things. It make we all live good down here then. Everything's set for us. Send us sneakers and support. Keep a treat for the little kids. Give a little package to the old people and make everybody feel comfortable.
Amongst those who remain in Southside, life offers few prizes. And the attraction of going foreign, as they put it, become overwhelming. These streets are full of people who've gone to Britain or the US and been deported for drug trafficking. People like Floyd Hurd, a yardie who was forcibly returned to Jamaica after serving a long jail term in Ohio for crack dealing.
Money started coming in, and it was so much that I stopped working, started doing drugs. What happened is I became one of my best customers. Instead of selling, I started using more than anything, and then being messed up in the mind. Eventually one day I got busted in the house. I ran out, jumped to my car. Police started shooting at us. I tried to get rid of the drugs, but I failed. The police was up on us so fast, I didn't even know what happened. I got shot 3 times, trying to get away from the cops, threw away a .38 slug revolver. I got 10 years in the penitentiary. I know this stuff destroys people, but the money, this greed for that cash. Today I learned better. I'm 37 years old today. I wish I'd go back to 17 where I could make that same decision again in life.
With crack, there are few winners and many losers. And despite so many friends either dead or in jail, the Renkers still find it impossible to resist the temptations of the American cocaine trail.
Who don't really want to go to the States? And me myself want to go to the States right now. Cause as you come say, do having a job, just sitting down.
From Southside, I crossed the front line and stopped at the corner controlled by Broomie, a gunman for the People's National Party. In last year's election, he was almost killed by a JLP fighter. But surviving a bullet in the gut has merely enhanced his reputation. Broomie will spill blood for the politicians because of the help they give in return.
So if a man have a little business and them want a little finance to deal it, them give them a helping hand still. Give them a money or get some goods for them or so anything where them can get. It depends on all where you want. If them have a place where them can get the items, then them get it and give. If them can't, them give you money and you would buy it and try to set up your little business and try to turn it over.
And what do they expect back in return?
So, well, in return, you know, what they expect if it does know, so we there, so no, say, we now going to change for them. I mean, say, at all time, them can rely upon we when election come on and know, say, we there to support them.
Yeah.
Many of Broomie's followers will take up weapons at election times. Amongst his crew are yardie dealers like Thicker, who's chilling out before returning to the crack trade abroad. Thicker was earning £1,000 a day in Bristol before getting caught in a drug war. He says yardies succeed because they're so single-minded.
Their willpower, it's their drive to go. You know what I'm saying? They love it. And because they love it, they'll do it full time. The English guys, like most Afro-Caribbean guys, they do it, but they've got other things to do, like, you know, drive around, you know, they love driving, you know, clubbing and things like that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Jamaicans don't really go nowhere. They don't know where. They come from Jamaica and they go to Bristol. That's where they came to live in St. Paul. They know in and around Bristol, nowhere else. They outnumber, and the British guys on the front line, yeah, and they're more violent. They show more respect to Jamaican because, you know, the first thing you say is gunshot.
I then moved on 100 yards to the territory controlled by Lockie. He's just been bailed on a murder charge. He was accused of killing a JLP opponent, but the politicians who protect the gunman got him off. It probably won't be the last charge Lockie faces.
How old are you?
36.
36?
Yeah.
And that's quite old, isn't it? I mean, some people don't survive that long.
Well, I respect most of my friends don't live that long. Many of them dead. That's my prospect. If I live till me even 100, I watch my grandchildren grow. You understand? But as I'm sure I say, most of the time people terminate such plan for you
vendetta, right?
So it just goes on and on.
On and on. That's what I tell you, say, it's a generation thing, it never stop. My son's never come. This side and that side. I don't see me when them born with the tension and say, boy, them kill him uncle, them kill him brother. Oh, them boy over there, so well, it never stop.
Under the pressures of life, the social structures here are in flux. 2 children in every 3 don't know who their father is, and for many, the strongest role model on the streets of Tel Aviv is the yardie. For yardies like Michael, the gun is the emblem of authority. His rules are simple: kill or be killed.
If you know a gun come like is not nothing. If a man have a gun, and you have to run. The most weak.
What would happen if the police caught you with the gun?
They might shoot at you. They might run it now. They might shoot you and them all with it. So you know you have to fire back shot on them.
As I left Tel Aviv that evening, I didn't have to go far to understand the role of the police in the ghetto.